Alright, so I got another enemy for you guys. This one is the Swooping Snitchbug. Um, so originally appearing in the first Pikmin game. There are two designs that I looked at. This creature is actually, this enemy has had, like, different revisions between some Pikmin games. So I was looking mostly at, like, the first, and I believe it was Pikmin 1 and the Pikmin 3 design. So I decided to come, make something kind of in between. So this is somewhat of a redesign, but you'll still be able to get the picture of what this is. In the beginning, I'm using a bit more proportional editing, which is a tool I never used to use, but I'm starting to use it a bit more. And here I'm just using the eyes here. I will reduce these polygons. That has a bit too many. Um, but yeah, like hoping to just nail the main aspects of this model. So like the long arms, make sure to give him like those pincer-like claws at the end, and have him do. He's got like an insect head and a very like bulbous kind of body, around spherical body, which is weird because the antenna, he flies with his antenna. These bugs, the snitch bugs, and yeah, those must be some pretty strong antenna. So the antenna and the color of this creature are the designs that like they change throughout the games. So I just kind of did something that represents both of them. And here I'm using flat planes, so you can already tell I plan to use the transparency for that. So those are just gonna be textured, the antenna, and I'll apply some transparency on that so that you can see through it. And it's just a easy polygonal saving technique. This is going to be like low poly. Again with the eyes here, just adjusting, making sure they're okay and they fit in the head well. And yeah, positioning these eyes was kind of kind of fidgety. And here I start with the arms. I just use like a cube. This is a four-sided polygon right here. A cube, and just extrude it long ways. And that you'll see me there. I'm putting the cursor at the shoulder, or what would be the shoulder of this guy. And I keep the cursor there, and I use rotate by cursor up there in the options. And that's just to check how long, like if I had a rig, if I had a bone in there, it checks to see how long the arm is and how long it would bend. Here I'm just doing the hands, very simple, just did a little claw thing, but there you see me like kind of rotating it. I'm rotating it along that point. I put the cursor right in the shoulder, um, just to see how the entire arm would bend. It saves me just doing, making a quick bone and skinning it really quick and, moving it in pose mode. I don't need to do all that while I'm trying to edit the model at the same time. So that's a neat little trick that I do. I even do that with character models, just to check the length of like certain limbs. And yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get it 100%. I'm not sure exactly how long the arms are supposed to be in relation to like proportions, but as long as he can like reach down and grab the bottom, of himself, like, his arms just hang that low. All right, so here's the finished model here. It's using a 128 texture. Pretty simple, nothing to it. These flat planes is what's used for the antenna. And you can see this here with the texture on it right here. Let me show. Originally, they were like flat right here. They were just like flat planes, but if you just bring them out like that a little bit, kind of adds some volume there. You can see here, I'll just show some detail on the UV. A lot of it's mirrored, so like you can see this part. I'll select them by islands here. Well, like this is the body, clearly, right? So that's that would be the lower arm of both of them. The upper arm is up here, right? This part right here and this one are the hands. This is like the bottom claw. This would be the top two claws. They share the same kind of thing, texture space. Yeah, common texture tricks is like you were just mirroring a lot of this stuff. Here is the output out antenna, like you see. All this stuff right here is the transparency. I don't just do this in one go. I did have to like adjust the size, and like it's easily editable like this, right? Like if I needed to adjust the size, maybe it's not big, or maybe it's not at the angle that I want, I could easily just do it like this. It wouldn't all be about arranging the UVs and stuff like this. Like, oh, I want it to be like that or more like this or something. Sometimes it's a blend of both. Editing your UVs and editing the model as well to get parts like tricky areas like this. And this is one of those things that you deal with low poly models especially. Yeah, I got an easy little filter on here that I downscaled, and it gives the eye that insect look. You know how they have those eyes. So yeah, pretty easy. This is the head right here. There's nothing really going on. I did put some shading. Also, another thing to talk about is, let me go to the shader editor. This model is like unshaded, done like how they used to do it back then, where we just kind of paint all the shading and lighting directly onto the texture. So I have my one texture right here, and all I've got is like I plug the color into the base color, plug the alpha into the alpha right there, right? So now I get my transparency where I want it. I'm putting my texture, applying it to the emission as well. So the emissive color is going to be the texture map. And then the strength I put at 1. By default it's at 0, so again, this is how it would look with the global shading, like this. But I like to do my textures, especially low poly like this. I put the emissive at 1, and this is the equivalent of it being unshaded, basically. And you can see the equivalent right here. If I go over here to the viewport settings, and I go to render pass, if we choose diffuse color, I believe, yes, this gives us the unshaded look. But I don't like the black background, and I don't like to switch between the viewport settings that much. Better off to just, you know, have my, just have my material right there, just to get that unshaded flat look. You can see the bones. What is he working with? 32 bones, not much. We have, you know, main control body right here I can move, and this one as well. Well, this one. These two I use for like the body mostly, like that. And I got a bone for the head right here, move it around. Actually, like for this creature, you want to be like moving the head side to side like that. The antennae are used to fly, so we're talking like a lot of this. You must have some strong antenna to be able to lift like a body like this, you know? But that's how he would fly. And then of course I've got bones for the hands here, IK set up. Yeah, the arm length I had to experiment with. I actually had to like adjust this multiple times, even though the model was like finished. I still had to put it so that he needs to be able to grab like underneath, you know, like swoop and grab. And I also have like a bone here that controls like, you know, for his little claws, I can control them individually if I want, but easily if I want them to like open up or something. This bone right here, like this part of the rig, that like controls whether it's open or closed. So I can just open and close it, and that's how he would like snatch, right? You know, just like come down, and he would come down like this, and then snatch a Pikmin like that, right? So yeah, that was it for this model right here. So yeah, the urge to make more Pikmin assets is strong for now. But any practice is good practice, so this is what I'm doing on my free time. Alright, that's it for this model.